Hey guys, this is Lala Legacy and welcome back to another episode of Little Busters. So before we jump in, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because that would mean the whole world to me. And after this video, if you like it, hit that like button too. Alright, let's jump in. Her smile really was a happy one, I thought. Riki-kun, can I put this box up atop that one? Oh, sure, just wait a second. Heave! Haruka-san, watch out for the magazines. Eh? What? I lunged to catch Haruka-san as she slipped, but I didn't make it. Ow! Haruka-san, are you okay? Ow! Yeah, I'm okay. Riki-kun? Your hand, it's... Oh, sorry. In a panic, I pulled my hand from Haruka-san's chest, where it had ended up when I caught her. It's fine, Riki-kun. What? Kiss me. Why are you always so random? That's just how I am. When will you learn? Whoopsie. Well, that's true. Wait, was it alright to agree with her like that? You don't wanna? Haruka-san asked in a sulky tone while her cheeks reddened. I do. Haruka-san closed her eyes. Our lips met with a soft sound. I separated from her. Noticing that Haruka-san looked slightly unsatisfied, I pressed my lips against hers again. It was a deep kiss. As I gazed at her from that close up, Haruka-san seemed spaced out a little. Something wrong, Haruka-san? Riki-kun, you're good at kissing. You think so? I don't think I am. I didn't really know much about kissing except what I'd seen in a few magazines. It was just lightly touching our lips together. I didn't see what there was to be good about. Was it the other day your first time? Eh? Of course that was my first time. I have absolutely no experience. I said that in a panic. Haruka-san's eyes widened. Then she began to laugh lightly. I see. I got it. Now that you mention it, yeah. My face was turning beet red. Then I got Riki-kun's first kiss. That makes me a little happy. With a poke at my cheek, Haruka-san gave me a slightly teasing smile. We kissed again. Riki-kun, I love you. Haruka-san smiled happily. We spent the rest of the time looking through various things until sunset. Are you not going back to the dorms tonight? I want to keep looking around some more, since no one is home today. I'd like to stay and help till the end, but there's a curfew, so you can't really help it. Thanks for helping me shift through all these, though. Riki-kun, see you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Oh, yeah, Riki-kun. What? Let's kiss again. Standing on her tiptoes, Haruka-san whispered right in my ear. Just pulling your leg. Did I get your heart racing? Yeah. Bye-bye, Riki-kun. What's the matter, buddy? Why you... Come here. Sorry, guys. One of my cats is, chirping I don't know what. But he's chirping a lot. Hi, buddy. What's going on? What's going on? Hi. It's okay. You come lay by Mama. After giving a small farewell wave to Haruka-san, I turned my tired body and headed toward the dorms. Are you gonna lay by Mama? Are you? In front of the school gate, I saw Futaki-san respectfully bowing her head. Thank you very much, Uncle, Aunt. Yes, I apologize for the inconvenience. I could hear an abrasive voice speak from a car parked in front of the school gate. I understand. Your wish is mine. There was the sound of a door closing. Then the car pulled away. Wish he'd just... With one hand on her cheek, Futaki-san watched the car drive away and muttered something to herself. As she turned back to the school building, Futaki-san noticed me. "Did you need something? Who was that just now?" "That doesn't concern you." "Someone from, the house on the mountain, huh?" Futaki-san let her hand drop from her cheek. Her cheek was red, like something had hit her there. "It's unusual for anyone from the main family to come out this far." "What? Why are you making such a face?" Well, I just didn't think you'd actually answer me." Futaki-san gave a derisive laugh. "To those people, appearances are everything. Are they tense because father's come back, I wonder?" "Did you say something?" "It's nothing. Hey, what are you and that girl trying to find out?" Futaki-san didn't even bother saying Haruka-san's name anymore. "Even if I told you to stop, I don't suppose you would." I nodded. "Is it really necessary for you to do that much for her? Do you really like her that much? There are girls here who would suit you much better. That girl depends on others too much. She's indecisive. She doesn't care who it is, as long as someone showers her with attention. Or is it just sympathy you're feeling?" "It's not sympathy. If that's what you really think, please don't ever say that again." Even though I knew about her problems, it wasn't like I was sorry. That word being cut off there made my brain malfunction. It wasn't like I was beguiled by her misfortune. "I see. I apologize. I guess everyone believes themselves to be the most unfortunate one. There are many different circumstances in the world, and at the time, they are also what they make up this world." Listening to you, I'm starting to think that you're actually really concerned about Haruka-san. Futaki-san fixed me with her gaze. "Could it be that you're also unhappy at the Futakis?" Futaki-san didn't respond. And wordlessly, she passed by me and walked away. "Haruka-san, there's some newspaper collections in the reference room archives." "There weren't any in the library after all?" "Yeah, we've got some microfilm, but it seems not just anyone is allowed to view those." "Then I guess we should look in the reference room." Today we were looking for newspaper articles from around the time of the incident. "I'll go borrow the key." "I got the key. Let's go, Riki-kun." We finally left the reference room around the time the school closing broadcast was playing. My eyes are tired. Haruka-san and I were both exhausted. There weren't any papers from around the time that incident took place, were there? There wasn't even a copy of the papers that talked about the trial. All we found was a mention of the final verdict and sentence. Looks like we'll have to ask at the prefectural library. Yeah. With nothing but weariness as our reward, we returned to our dorms. It was around time for homeroom to start. Someone called out to me as I was returning from the toilet. "Morning, Riki-kun!" "Morning, Haruka-san, what's up?" "Here, take this." "What?" "I was making lunch for myself today, but it looks like I happened to make too much. So I figured I'd make a lunchbox for Riki-kun too. Go ahead and take it." Thanks. "The box is disposable, so don't worry about returning it. See you." Okay, thanks." "No, homeroom is starting." "Sorry, I'm coming." After being scolded by the teacher, who was eyeing me suspiciously, I returned to my seat. Lunch break. I quickly dug into Haruka-san's handmade lunch. "Riki, let's go to the cafeteria." "Wait, isn't that a lunchbox?" Yeah." "Lately, it feels like you've been drifting farther and farther away. We're roommates. We're together every day." "What's going... Kengo peered at the contents of the lunchbox. Oh, that looks tasty. There was a fried hamburger steak and potato salad with cucumber and carrot sticks. Is that from Saigusa? Yeah, I guess it is. There was seaweed sprinkled on the rice with a pickled plum right in the center. It irrefutably had a traditional lunchbox feel to it, though the choice of side dishes seemed more suited for a younger kid. No matter how I look at it, that looks edible. That's a pretty cruel evaluation. I saw Saigusa replace Kamakita's cheap sweets with fakes before. I can't really trust any food brought by her. I guess the muffins and scones she makes are pretty good, though. Her chiffon cake, too. She's feeding you like a pet, isn't she? That's not it. Well, whatever. Nothing for it. Let's grab some bread and eat with Riki. Sorry about that. Wait, I'd feel bad if you went that far to have lunch with me. What did you say? Crap, now I set him off. Are you saying that even watching me eat makes you feel stuffed and that you'd lose your appetite? Here it comes. But since today you've got a little lunch made by a girl, or something like that doesn't really bother you? That was surprisingly positive. And so that was how we spent our lunch break. Sorry to keep you waiting, Haruka-san. Nah, it was nothing. I just got done changing at the dorms and came over. Thanks for earlier. Haruka-san tilted her head quizzically. Never mind. What are we doing today? It was hard to make my thanks sound nonchalant, so I changed the subject. Right! I was thinking today we could go to the bookstore in town and look up books on twins. Ah, she must want to do some research on twin children born from different fathers. All right, let's head for the shopping district then. I nodded. I found some books on the internet, but I couldn't read their contents online. Yeah, it'll probably be easier to just get the real thing and look there. When we got to the bookstore, Haruka-san paused out front. I'm just gonna go in and ask the clerks, Reiki-kun. Wait here. You don't want me to come too? Nope, I'll be fine. Here I go. All right. I admit, it would be pretty embarrassing looking for a health manual together with a girl. I guess Haruka-san was being considerate of me. So I stood by idly, letting my gaze wander until... Huh? By the roadside, a man was holding on to an older woman. It looked like there was some sort of a problem. The people walking around them just averted their gaze and passed by without doing anything. What to do? If Kyosuke was there, he'd definitely help her. Thinking that, I moved toward them. Even if you say that, it's something I can't. Is something the matter? Well, this man insists on carrying my bag. Beat it, old woman. The man gave the lady a sharp shove. Are you all right? I hurriedly gave the old lady a hand. Oh, sorry about this. Why do such things have to happen? Thank you. I'm sorry for the trouble. No, it was nothing. Please be careful on your way home. I handed the bag back to the old woman and gave her a gentle push on the back. The man clicked his tongue in annoyance and headed off toward the other end of the shopping district. Sorry for the wait, Reiki-kun. Did something happen? Haruka-san came out of the bookstore. There was this guy threatening an elderly lady. Really? What kind of guy? He was wearing a really eye-catching shirt, and he had a scar on his face. Looked like a total punk. Haruka-san made an uneasy face. What's wrong? Oh, it's nothing. Haruka-san shook her head as she gave a negative reply. Did you find the books? I found some, and I tried to read them, but I didn't really get it. It's because I'm an idiot. Haruka-san looked depressed. Oh, sorry for the difficult explanation, but if I properly arranged everything she told me, It would go something like this. Heteropaternal superfecundation? Fecundation? I don't know. The process of two separate ova being fertilized during the same cycle by sperm from separate acts of intercourse. If the fathers were different, the twins born of this will be heteroparental fraternal twins. The only way for that to happen is as follows. The woman must, with two different men and within 72 hours, have coitus. In other words, have sex. Ah. Hadaka-san's face was turning red, but I pretended not to notice. The woman ovulates two separate eggs, and then those two eggs are fertilized by different sperm. In other words, the sperm of two different men. So if the above conditions take place, there is the possibility that heteropaternal fraternal twins can be born. There are examples here of it happening with cows in America. There was an essay on it in English, but I couldn't read it. I really am an idiot. At least, it seemed like Hadaka-san had really come to terms with the phenomenon that had produced her and her twin. The situation is really inconvenient. Really, it'd be so much better if we were just normal twins. Because you wouldn't always fight with each other? Hadaka-san just shook her head and kept silent. As I went to get breakfast, I spotted Hadaka-san and called out to her. "Morning, Hadaka-san." "Morning, Reiki-kun." Hadaka-san was poking her pancake with a fork, wearing a glum expression. Something the matter? I wonder if she's getting bullied again. "It's nothing like that, Reiki-kun." As if she had read my mind, Hadaka-san gave a small smile. "It's just that today they told me to come here for breakfast only and then go straight home. So I'm sort of bummed out." "Home? You mean your house?" "Yeah, not the SAIGUSA'S mountain house, though." She was drumming her fork against the plate. "I wasn't able to get any clues from the papers back home after all. And now I'm forbidden to use the oven." "Forbidden? How come?" "Some people warned the cafeteria aunties that having me in the kitchen could cause trouble someday. They were so persistent the aunties finally had no choice but to accede to the warning." I can't believe there are people like that here in this school." "It's not really that surprising," Hadaka-san continued in an uninterested tone. "I get pushed out of line in the school store. People make nasty faces when they're crowded together with me in the cafeteria. When we're doing warm-ups for gym, nobody wants to pair up with me. At the sandwich station, I have to settle for the leftovers. There are even people who act as though just touching me will infect them or something." "They think I'm a walking nuisance, I guess," Hadaka-san murmured. "Whatever, or whenever I do something, everyone just ignores me. And if I don't do anything, people accuse me of stuff. It's strange." Hadaka-san smiled. It was a really pathetic smile. "It's just making me a little reminiscent. It used to be like this in elementary school, too. I wonder if you could call this nostalgia?" The sound of her fork hitting the plate continued. "Isn't it hard, Hadaka-san?" It was a stupid question, but I asked it. "It's hard. It's painful. Help me. If I said those things, would it change anything?" There was nothing I could say in response to Hadaka-san's question. "It won't, will it? Maybe I like things not changing. You know, the place we are right now? It's like a huge clock. The cogs are all moving. Tick-tock, tick-tock." Hadaka-san never stopped moving her fork. "Even if one of the little cogs gets chipped, it won't much affect the entire clockwork. Isn't that a reassuring way of thinking? During the really painful times, I always remind myself that it will be no problem, even if I'm gone, since I'm just another little cog. Thinking that way helps me get my mind off the bothersome stuff." Hadaka-san threw her fork down with a clatter. "But I promise not to deny myself. I'll endure. I think I'll endure at least. I'm not that confident. Yeah, you'll endure. I know you'll pull through. Today, you see, I'm going to meet with my other dad. The reason I was told to come early was that... She made a face like the words tasted sour on her tongue. After school, at Haruka-san's place, inside Haruka-san should be talking with him. I was waiting for her by the front door. Then Haruka-san stepped out of the house. Huh? Already done? Yeah, looks like that's it for today. Can we walk while we talk? Haruka-san and I left the house. Sorry for dragging you along. Nah, it's no problem. Though we had gone to Haruka-san's house, she had not met with her other father. From what I could tell, he had called earlier and told her he wouldn't show. I gather that he's out on parole or something. I mean, even if I met him, I wouldn't know what to do. That's right, you've never met him, have you? No, I've just seen his picture. After all this time, I don't think I even want to see him. I don't need to meet him to know I hate him, detest him. Haruka-san spat that out in a low voice. In the shopping district, a man was lying on a bench with his head thrown back and legs stretched out. He was giving the people passing by hostile glares. What is it, Iki-kun? Haruka stopped walking and followed my gaze. She bit her lip. The man was the one I had seen grabbing that old lady earlier. Cautiously, Haruka-san drew closer to where the man lay. What the hell do you want? SAIGUSA'S show? Though I couldn't tell through his sunglasses, I think the man suddenly looked guarded. You've got the wrong guy. No, I don't. You look just like your picture. A bum, a worthless deadbeat. What'd you say? Wanna die, brat? Haruka-san, that's enough. Did you just say Haruka? The man's tone was strange. I'm not a brat. I have a name and it's Haruka. The man made an indistinct noise. SAIGUSA'S show, right? You got the wrong guy. That ain't my name. I could see anger filling Haruka-san's face, so I hurriedly interposed myself between them. What, Iki-kun? Haruka-san, you're getting too heated up. I don't know what's going on, but you're some annoying brats. The man stood up from the bench, then suddenly lashed out and grabbed me by the front of my shirt. Take that runt behind you and get the hell out of here. If I ever see your face again, I'll mess it up. You even talk like a worthless bum, is what I considered saying to him. He reeked of alcohol and tobacco. Meeting his angry gaze, I wisely kept quiet. The man walked away, making sure to kick a cafe table on his way. What a guy. I realized something even as I said that. If that was the other father, then... It's fine, Iki-kun. As you can see, he's a drunk and a junkie. The kind of person who would pick someone's pocket or snatch a purse before breakfast. Since I'm that person's daughter, I guess that's what everyone thinks of me too. Haruka-san's clenched fist trembled in frustration as she hurled out those words. Why does that guy have to exist? For that jerk to be my... Haruka-san continued to let slip low mutters. Haruka-san was sitting on the steps in front of the dorm. Are you alright not going home tonight, Haruka-san? That guy's not coming, and I'm fine without listening to the same old conversation anyway. But it's weird. There's so many things I don't get about this. Haruka-san was muttering to herself again. The things I don't know or can't remember just keep on piling up. I wonder when it all started. Haruka-san, if you're going to the dorms, you'd better go now. If the curfew set in and they closed the doors, it'd be a problem. You over there, it's almost curfew. It was Futaki-san. Sharing a little tryst right up to curfew, are we? It's nothing like that. Haruka-san raised her head. For an instant their eyes met. Then they both looked away in unison. See you tomorrow, Reiki-kun. I'll text you later. Right. See you tomorrow, Haruka-san. Without looking back, Haruka-san walked into the girl's dorm. When I could no longer see her, I turned my gaze to Futaki-san. What is it, Naoriki? We met with the other father today. I see. I see? That's all you have to say? What else do you expect me to say? Why did he decide to show his face now after all this time? He had no choice but to come to this town. Those two are the ones sponsoring sponsoring his patrol. Patrol. Oh my god. Why is my brain no work? Sponsoring his parole, after all. It seems you know more than Haruka-san, don't you? Why did you think the family showed up to warn me? Futaki-san shrugged. I see. So that's why her relatives had shown up. It's time. Get back to your dorm now, Aririki. Futaki-san informed me. Fine. I went back to my own room. I'm back, though it's not like anyone's here. Welcome back. Did I enter the wrong room? No, it's yours, but surely it's no problem for me to just wait here for you to get back, is it? Well, of course not. Where's Masato? I think he's in the bathroom. Ah. I flopped onto my bed. Whew. I guess you're not really in the mood for some fun. Yeah, I've had a lot on my mind lately. Hey, Kengo? What? Kengo was reading a manga. I think it was Kyosuke's. I'd seen it before. I learned that just because your parents are around doesn't automatically mean you're happy. Well, I'm sure most people are happier that way, but there must be exceptions. Yeah, Haruka-san would be one of those exceptions, I guess. Being disgusted with and hating each other, hurting each other. Is what I'm doing right, Kengo? You should ask Kyosuke that kind of thing. If I asked him, do you think he'd tell me? What do you think? I don't think he would. Then there's nothing for it but to decide on the answer yourself. I guess you're right. I nodded. My investigation with Haruka-san had hit a dead end. Her parents wouldn't tell her anything, for one, and we couldn't find anything in any of the documents we had gone through. What else were we supposed to do? It's like we're fighting against an invisible something. Like we were up against the world, or the plot of a secret society or something. No, that's not right. It was more like we were struggling against an unseen chain whose links had been long forged by other people. A chain whose links were sharp as blades. Blades that could sever the connections between people. Unseen blades. There didn't seem to be any way to oppose it. Today, I was on day duty, so I had to get over to the classroom early. Oh, sorry, guys. Huh? As I swung the door open, I saw that there was already someone there. Haruka-san, good morning! Morning, Riki-kun! Haruka-san was sitting by a window. With her chin on her hands, she was gazing out at the schoolyard. It had been a long time since Haruka-san had come over to my classroom. What's up this morning? Nothing special. I just felt like coming to see you. Haruka-san stood up and gazed fixedly at me. With her right hand in her pocket, she stood there saying nothing. What's wrong? I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? I just felt like I've done something wrong. Somehow I don't really know. You don't need to apologize for a reason like that. You haven't done anything wrong. When I said that, Haruka-san silently smiled. Well, I'll see you later, Riki-kun. After Haruka-san left the classroom, I got down to performing the morning duties. After lunch, I was sitting around spacing out when Masato called out to me. Riki, let's do some mini basketball or something to help with the digestion. We've been doing nothing but baseball lately. Sometimes you just need a little change, right? I think I'll pass today. There's stuff I need to think about. Don't you know that too much thinking is poisonous for your body? And if the poison spreads too far, he'll end up like you, right? What was that? When you say it like that, it almost makes it sound like I'm some kind of great thinker. I never think about nothing. All right. Let's finish this outside. Let's go, Riki. Nah, you guys go on without me. I'm fine. Huh. How boring. Then let's go, Masato. Yeah, let's see if we can pick up Kyosuke and Rin, too. After watching Masato and Kengo leave, I sank deep into thought again. I wonder what we should do, now that Haruka-san's research has hit a dead end. Is this seat free? Yeah, it's free. Wait, Haruka-san? Yaha, Riki-kun! Haruka-san was holding a small box. What's up? Haruka-san opened the box. The sweet scent of butter wafted out. I think I finally got down how to bake chiffon cake. Did you cook it in the cafeteria kitchen? No, I used the cooking club's oven. They turned me away at first, but when I got down on my knees and begged, they finally let me use it. Got down on your knees? I just kept my head bowed the whole time, so they said I was a weirdo, but in the end let me in. Haruka-san was smiling brightly, but I couldn't think of a thing to say to her. It's just plain chiffon, so I'm not sure if it'll be sweet enough by itself. If you'd like to, give it a little taste test. Sure. All right, here goes. I cut off a portion and put it in my mouth. Huh? How is it? To tell the truth, I've been trying hard to make the cake soft enough. I baked a lot of them to find the right baking time, and I think the last I managed to make a pretty good chiffon-y one. Tastes kind of dry. The one I ate before was a lot better than this. Is it not that good? As she gauged my reaction, Haruka-san's face clouded. That's not true. So it's another failure. Haruka-san looked deeply disappointed. I guess it's no good using an oven I've had no practice with. You were using the cafeteria kitchen before. Yeah, up to now I was, but lately I haven't been able to get in to use it. Well, you can't win 'em all, Haruka-san. That's true, but it's no good if you never get it right. Really? I thought the one you made before was pretty good. Before? Haruka-san made a puzzled expression. By before, you mean I gave Riki-kun a chiffon cake before? Eh? Haruka-san raised the index finger of her left hand to her temple in concentration. It could have been... Nah, it couldn't have. Sorry, Riki-kun, it's nothing. Forget about it. Looks like I still haven't had enough practice. What are we going to do about today's research? That's right. That was the real question of the hour. There's nothing in the documents, not a single clue and all of that stuff. I don't know what else to do, or we can do. I had asked them after that dinner, but Haruka-san's parents wouldn't answer. With that, what else was there left to do? Oh, yeah, Haruka-san. There was still one more option. There was one more person we could ask. Let's ask Futaki about it. No. The words had barely left my mouth as she shot them down. Why should we have to ask her for anything? I don't want to talk to her. I don't even want to breathe the same air as her. Haruka-san sulkily turned her gaze away. But she might know something you don't. If she does, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk to her. Haruka-san. Even if I asked, do you think she'd tell me anything? There's no way she'd answer. I mean, she's probably enjoying this whole situation after all. Why would she do anything to change it? As she spoke ill of Futaki-san, Haruka-san's eyes shone with a dark, impure light. But we might be able to get over this roadblock we've hit. Haruka-san returned her gaze to mine, and I held it. Did she say something to you? What? She did, didn't she? Shakily, Haruka-san reached out her left hand and gripped my shoulder. What did she say to you? Haruka-san. It's fine. Go ahead and say it. It's not like I haven't heard it all before. Say it. Just say it. She didn't say anything to me. Really? Yes, really. Then that's fine, I guess. Her grip on my shoulder slackened. Sorry, I'm such a selfish person. I suspect anyone and everyone of being a liar. I'm such a terrible person. Hadaka-san hung her head. Sorry. After that, an awkward silence fell upon us. I felt as if the usual sounds of the cafeteria were coming from afar. I decided to try something else. Then, let's ask your other father. No. As soon as I had said it, Hadaka-san weakly voiced her rejection. Why should we ask that person? It's possible he might know something you don't. I don't want to ask him. Hadaka-san. I doubt he's the kind of person who will tell me anything even if I ask him. There's no way he'll answer my questions and... Never mind. Hadaka-san hung her head and fell silent again. But you've never properly spoken with him, right? And if that man really was Hadaka-san's dad, you couldn't really call meeting and speaking with him pointless. We should go try asking him at least once. I guess. I'll be right there with you, all right? Hadaka-san looked up at me from under her eyelashes. Okay. If Reiki-kun is coming with me, I'll go ask him. Yeah, let's do it. I nodded. We found the man reclining on a bench just like before. There he is! What was he doing? He was just sitting there, glaring at the passers-by who were giving him a wide berth. The thought of approaching him was frightening, but I sucked in a breath and walked over. So, you've showed up again. The pressure felt paralyzing. But when I remembered the small presence of Hadaka-san behind me, I spoke up. We need to talk. No, we don't. I don't chat with brats. Go home. There's something we want to ask you. Huh? And what do you want to ask? Just as I was forming the question. Did you really think I'd say that? Idiot, get out of here. Get yourself out of my sight right now, or I'll do your pretty face in. Take that runt with you and go flirt around somewhere else, damn brats. I'm telling you, there's something we want to ask you. God, brats these days don't know when to shut up. What do you want? Are you SAIGUSA'S Sho-san? I had to start from there. The man laughed through his nose. No, how many times do I gotta tell ya, idiot? Let's leave, Reiki-kun. But Hadaka-san! It's fine, this guy's not going to admit to anything. It's just a waste of time, let's go. Hadaka-san turned and started away. There was nothing for it, so I chased after her. For an instant, there was a shift in the man's emotionless face. What was that all about? As I hurried to catch up with the silent Hadaka-san, I thought about it. During a break, I went to talk with the dorm head. Excuse me. The dorm head was as busy as usual. She was stacking documents into a cardboard box. Welcome. Oh, it's Reiki-kun. Sorry to interrupt. No, it's fine. Following my gaze, the dorm head told me what she was working on. It's about time for me to pick a successor. Have you decided on one? As a matter of fact, yes. And so, what did you need? Is it about SAIGUSA-san? Well, there is that. How did that business end up? Well, I'd like to do something about it. But it's not like I could tell people not to gossip. There's really nothing I could say. The dorm head's mouth twisted distastefully. I see. Well, is Futaki-san around? I got back to my original reason for coming. She wasn't in the committee meeting room. Did you need something? I let out a yelp. When did you get here? I've been here for a while, right over there. She jabbed her finger at where she had just been standing. I've been helping sort through papers. I didn't notice you at all. The ability to approach miscreants without being noticed is a necessary skill for a member of the disciplinary committee. I'd say it's more like when you're working, you're so silent no one notices your presence. Ah-chan senpai, what is that supposed to mean? Oh, scary! I promise there was no deep meaning behind it. I need to ask you about something. Ask me. Futaki-san knitted her brows. What did you want to ask? I'll get right to the point. We went to see Haruka-san's your and her other father. We met him again yesterday, but he turned us away. And what is it you want from me? I want you to ask him on our behalf. Futaki-san let out an exasperated groan. Pray, why have you chosen me for that task now, Eriki? I have a reason. 1, Haruka-san only knows that person from a picture. 2, you're the one who mentioned his sponsorship to me. 3, it follows that you likely know that person. Futaki-san laughed through her nose. That all sounds so logical. All right, if you accept my condition, I'll give it some thought. Condition? We'll go together. How's that? After thinking for a moment, Futaki-san brought up her condition. I guess we're gonna accept her condition. Fine. I see. What? Oh, it's nothing. The thought just came to me that you wish to save that girl. I don't want to save her, I just want to help her out. They're the same thing. She laughed through her nose again. Are you saying it's wrong to want to help someone? I never said it was wrong. It's simply your way of thinking you can just come along and save someone that I think is a little arrogant. Well, I guess to that child you're probably like some kind of messiah. Listening to her soliloquy gave me an unpleasant feeling. I let her know with my eyes that I'd prefer she got on with it. Well then, shall we go? Right now? Of course, no sense in wasting time. She started off, walking so abruptly I had to chase after her hurriedly. You're here again, huh? Father. It's you, Kanata. I want you to listen to this boy's questions. What, kid? You're with this girl too? You player. I frowned as he let out a loud, unpleasant laugh while spouting such crass things. You should give it up. This girl's scary, you know. They're twisted ones after all. That's not what we came here to discuss, Father. Fine. Don't get your panties in a knot, Kanata. Who do you take after? That guy? I'm joking. Don't glare at me, Kanata. The man shrugged. It looked like he was pretty talkative with Futaki-san. I've got something to ask you. No, you don't. I got something to say to you. Go home. First of all, who the hell are you? I've got no obligation to talk to you. There's something I need to ask you. It's about Haruka-san, who is precious to me. I repeated myself. The man looked at Futaki-san. Futaki-san was silent. Spit it out, Sprout. I bit my lip. Then I took a deep breath and forced out the words. Are you SAIGUSA'S show? Yeah, I am. What about it? Are you Haruka-san's father? The man's face twisted. What'd you say? What did you just say? I'm asking if you're Saigusa Haruka's father. He didn't reply. The man pulled the dog end of a cigarette out of his pocket and jammed it into his mouth. I don't have to answer that. The cocky smile had completely vanished from the man's face. Kanata, you can leave now. Father! Go home. But! No buts. Go. Fine. Futaki-san shot me a glance, then left without another word. I watched Futaki-san go. Would it have been bad if she had stayed? Silence. I waited for him to answer. What are you going to do if I tell you? He spoke to me in a tone that was in stark contrast with the one he'd been using. All I want to do is just to set things straight. Figure out which one the real father is. The real one? The man gave a spiteful laugh. A laugh that seemed very familiar. You say you want to know which is the real one. What are you going to do then? Knowing the truth won't change anything. In this world, there are parents who would strangle their children as soon as they're out of the womb. There's parents who burn their mute kids with boiling water. And there's people who use their kids as tools to drive them to suicide. There are loads of people just like that. If the real father was a guy like that, then what would you do? Would you still be interested in asking those kinds of parents the same question? If that were the truth, all it would bring is pain, not a single benefit. That's why I'm not going to answer your question. So does Futaki-san know the answer? Who knows? Is Haruka-san the only one who doesn't? Beats me, no idea. The man was obviously lying. But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. So if you liked it, please hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!